Good morning, traders. This is Rhonda, and I'm coming back to you with another candlestick psychology video. Pure price action, no indicators on this chart right now. I'm trading on the tradingview.com website on the Euro USD daily chart, and I'm going to show you proof of whether I'm right or wrong. Proof of a particular strategy where when you cross over the seller's area into the buyer's area, what price may do. And I use this strategy because I trade the 5-minute binary options on the Nadex platform. Nadex gives you 5 different strike options to whether you can state whether price is going to remain above a point or below a certain point. So, for instance, if this were a strike on Nadex platform, I'd have to be able to predict whether price is going to remain above it or go below it and close below it. Not go, but close above or close below. So, I will get started. Right now, price is here. This is the latest candle, and this is the latest on the buyer side. The lowest point, this is the highest point, and I'm also going to note the close of this candle. Now, this candle is below this point right here. This is the highest of the seller's area right here, as far as this candle is concerned. This is the so I'm going to predict that price is going to remain and it closed below here. So I'm going to state that price is going to remain below this point right here, because this is the latest, this is the last support area right here. And this is the resistance. So I'm going to state that the next candle is going to remain below this point. If it goes up and closes above this point, that's just price trying to move its way back up. Because this, if you can clearly see, we are in an uptrend right here. We're in an uptrend. However, so you do see that price is making higher highs. This is higher than this high, and higher lows. This is higher than this low. This is higher than this low. This is definitely higher than this low. So we're going up. But the next candle in itself, I'm going to predict to stay below this line. I could be wrong, but let's see. It did. It closed below this point. This was resistance right here. That wick right here, this is where resistance is. So I won that trade. Alright. So now this is the highest point, but this is the highest close. Price did get above this point right here. Did not close above this wick. Did not. Right here. So I'm just not going to call it yet. I want to say that price is going to sell. But this green body right here is, now I want to say that price is going to buy. So I'm conflicted. I won't place a call. Price sold. It stayed below this line because this candle went above this price point, but it closed below this wick right here. And the wicks are what I pay attention to. I don't necessarily focus on the body unless it's in the area of where it closes. I don't focus on the open, I focus on the close only. So this candle closed below this wick right here. So this next candle was a sell. Alright, so now we have, but we have buying pressure right here. I'm going to predict for price to stay above this candle. Because price closed above it. It did go below it, but it closed above it. So maybe I should give myself a better option, safer option, and go for here. Well, price, I was correct. Price remained above this point because this candle closed above the buyer's. It closed within the buyer's area, so this next candle was definitely to close within the buyer's area. So this candle closed here also with hardly any wick. Hardly any wick on the top also, but hardly any wick on the bottom. So I want to move this down to here. And price, I want to say price could break this area and go below. But we're in a buyer's market right now. So let's see what happens. We're in a buyer's market, so it could stay above this line right here. Or better yet, above this one. Because this is the next support area. It could stay above this line right here. And I was correct. I give myself safety. This is the next support area right here. This is resistance and this is support right here. This is support down here, but up here is your area of resistance. So now that price is below this point, this is the highest of this is the previous high right here of the sellers. And this is the previous low of the buyers. We have crossed that support level and hit another support level that we did not go below. So I'm going to move it to another safety zone for myself and state that price is going to remain above this point right here. And it did. Price closed above it. If there were an option, this would have been a nice out of the money trade right here that you would have bought low. You know, you would have bought very low at this point. Price remained above. So now this is our latest support that we focus on. And this is our latest resistance that we're focusing on. Price closed below and did not go below this point. So I'm going to move it up to a point of safety and state that price is going to remain up below this point. Right there. And it did. Okay, so now we have a new high. A new low to focus on. I'll keep it at this point right here because we haven't gone past this high yet. We haven't gone past this previous high. So the close is right here. Close of that last candle is right here. This is resistance. This was support. Broke support, came back and broke, maintained resistance right here, became resistance. What was once support became resistance. We are yet below this point, so I'm going to use this line and say price is going to stay below this line. But we're in an area of buyers, in the buyers area, but I'm still going to state that price is going to remain below that line. And it did. Okay, so now we have broken support. We have broken resistance, I'm sorry, close above the resistance area where now support. Yet we are still below this point right here. So we haven't come to this point yet. So I'm not going to call it, because price could go up and break this point and close above it. If it does, it's not going to close above this area right here. It's going to stay below that area. Price did go up. Now we have a new resistance area. But it refused to break past and close below, or did it? Let me see. Yeah, it did by a smidge. It's above this point though. Okay, so this candle went up, I'm seeing, because I had the candle in the wrong place. This candle went up because this candle broke the resistance by just a tad bit. So this candle bought up. Okay. This candle sold down. So the next candle is going to remain below this point. It closed at support. Did not go or close below this point or below this point, but it's going to stay above here and below here. So my prediction was correct. It stayed above here, and definitely below here. So price closed below, and it closed at support here, but it closed below the resistance line here. So the new area of where it closed is right here, right at support, above this line right here, with momentum. So I'm going to state that price is going to remain below this point. And I could have stated that it was going to remain below this point. I didn't go all the way over there. I should have. Because this price broke this support and resistance. This was resistance right here. Price broke and closed below it. So it was definitely due to stay below this line. This was a way better option than that one. But that option was true. But this would have been a much better option. Okay, so we're here. And we are above. We closed below this buyer's point right here. But we stayed right here. So I'm going to keep this line here and state that price is going to remain below this point. Price closed below here. Because this is the seller's area. This was the buyer's area. Price closed at the buyer's area. It closed below this point of buyers, but right here at the buyer's area. So buyers kept it from going any further. So this next candle was to be a buy, but to stay below this point, because this candle is below. This is the next support and resistance. This is support, this is resistance. So this candle was definitely going to be resistance. This candle closed above this point. And, well, I'm going to end the video right now. If you have any further questions, I'll make another video. But I just wanted to give you an explanation of trading price action